All right, Joe. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna let you watch the first few, maybe the first three or so, just on our own, just watching it in full motion. Set your rhythm and react. All right, let's break down this. But actually, let's go back to that one since that was a good one. Yeah, you look good right there. But this is where we really see everything. When I slow it down and everything. All right. Stance looks good. You look comfortable. All right, let's see where you're at. So there's still a little delay in there. So you get that little tightness right there and you pick up and it kind of shoots you forward. Remember, what we're wanting right there, Joey, is when you get that full load, where it just needs to be a little more in there. A little, not, we're talking about fine lines now with you, brother, but just a little more in there. So then we just have that clean where it doesn't break our rhythm. It keeps our rhythm. So watch how you kind of get that little stop because that's. Man, I think you're actually in position. You're just getting tight right there. I don't think that hip could get any more loaded. I think that's a good position. But maybe because we're holding our bat here too high or just too close to our ear, maybe that's what's fighting that. Maybe that's why the kick, sorry, that's why the kick is stopping us instead of flowing. Here, watch that in slow motion. Yeah, we can get that a little better, man. So again, get them hands in that slide. Look where your hands eventually go, right? They start up there and they kind of fall into right there. Yeah. Well, here's what I think. Now that I'm seeing this from the side, geez, we got to get our hands back. That's what's contending that right there. See how your hands are up in there? Yeah, we can get that a little better, Joe. So when we come back down and land, but because of this little stop that you got right there, that little tightness right there, watch how your front foot leaks. Front side leaks open. And this is why I was trying to tell you the other day about your coach. This is why they preach opposite field. They don't see this part, but they see that a lot of our outs or rollovers are short, and that's part of the problem right here is that opening up, that leak right there. So when you land your foot, you got this kind of leaking, this open, and this collapsed. Now from there, really good, brother. Really good. But boy, we got better in us. So let's get this fluid through here. We don't have that little stop. So we got that position. Maybe just getting in that position a hair longer. So when you do pick up, it just has a fluid. You see what I'm seeing though with that little click where it goes click and then you start flying forward? We've got to get it to where when you pick up your foot right there, we have that little balance that holds us just long enough to A, read the ball out of hand, B, to allow us to come back down with everything still in there instead of that little leak right there. Just think if you were coming down, your foot was down on the ground closed right there from that position. And I think our hands need to be a little bit further back because when we land, you can go look at any big leaguer in the world. When you land your foot, your hands should be on top of that shoe. To create the power you're going to want, you're going to have to start getting those hands back there, okay? There's no way your hip can truly lead from there. There's no way. If our hands are here and then that hip starts taking off, then our hands are going to just follow right through there. But again, I'm nitpicking, brother. I'm nitpicking. You look really good. And I heard you did good in your games last weekend. Let's go to the next one. But God, I hope you're seeing this. I'm nitpicking the crap out of you because I'm doing it in super slow motion. From live, I'm like, oh yeah, it's perfect. But then when you break it down, you start seeing these little bitty things. So again, we just got to get more fluid so we can hold our balance when we pick up instead of that little, that one's a little different. That one, your back leg did shoot back a little bit when you kick. See that click right there? Watch it click. Yeah, let me clear that off. Watch how it clicks, and then that shoots you forward. That's the whole stopping and going. And that stop right there, that stop creates all that openness. And again, that's not bad. Ooh, bad result though. Well, think about it. The one before, your back leg didn't do that. It was a much better swing, wasn't it? So let's get this dang thing right. Let's get off this one. I don't want to break down a pop-up. But you see what I'm talking about right there? We've got to stop stopping. The leg kick is supposed to take us to the ball. What I mean by that, it's supposed to trigger the back hip to go. To be perfect is going to trigger that balance and go. The bad one I want, if we make a mistake, is the one where we skip the balance and we just go. That one, I can still create bat speed. I can still stay closed. I might be struggling on off speed with that, but that's about it. This one, because it jars your head when I'm letting go of the ball, well, then again, it looks like you might have cleaned it up in between. Yeah, good swing right there, Joey. Watch that in slow motion. Really good swing, man. Oof. That is looking good. But, again, I'm nitpicking. Watch how you... let's start it. Watch how... Hold on. Look, there's a little stop and go. Stop. Go. And, man, you're barely leaking open. So, it's not horrible. But what I'm saying is you can't have this stop and go at a high level of baseball. See how you go load. That part right there should be done. Then you kick. I do this, then kick. I do this to kick. And boy, you're like a split second off. You're just mixing it just a hair. And that creates you to leak a little bit. And again, this is why every high school coach is at practice going, you got to go opposite field. No matter what, you got to go opposite field, opposite field, opposite field. Because y'all, start paying attention. Most of y'all's outs are rollovers to shorts or roll over to third. That's why they do it. They don't break it down enough to see why it's happening. They just yell at us about it, okay? So let's be the guy that can understand that and fix that. How are you going to stay back on that one? Yeah, BP, it looks great. Let me throw you a curveball from 60 feet and see if you stay back. You can't. You're already off your hips. See how you're leaked. You come back down there with that leg still with nothing released on it. Everything's still centered. Everything. Now you can stay back all day. And that's what I was talking about. Some kid could be throwing 30 miles an hour and you can stay back on him because you have your hips. You land like this, you better hope he's throwing close to 80 and he's throwing fastballs because then you can do that on him and feel good about yourself. But I want you training to be the best. You training to hit the best pitching in the world. And boy, we're talking fine lines here, Joey, so you're in good shape. But let's clean this up, man. That swing that you're showing right there is could be a very dominant swing. You got quick hands. You got the skill. It's time to mature and get this where it doesn't have I load and kick, where it's more I get loaded, then I kick. So you're just doing it, to me, you're doing it a hair early. If you were still on the ground just now kicking and staying relaxed, I think we're damn near perfect, okay? Swing looks good though, Joey. So make sure you understand. I'm not dogging you at all. I'm telling you, this is good, really good. But it could be better. Could be cleaner. Watch the click. You're gonna have a little stop once you get to the top of your kick. Click, leak. But not bad. Not bad at all. Great swing. But leak instead of staying in it. Leak instead of staying in it. Let's get this right. Let's get it to where 99.9% of the time you're in a game or in practice, you land like this every freaking time with everything still in there. You have all your power left from that position. You have most of your stuff left from this position. Well, again, when this game gets tough and the pitching gets really good, close ain't going to get it. We got to be clean. And then if we're clean from here and we get a little tight or we come off a ball slide, you can still get hits. You can still get hits all day. Okay? So, in my opinion, we got to get this cleaner. Whether it's, I think it's starting with your hands a little further away from you. Okay? So they're not contending with the kick. I think you're contending with that kick. I really think the way your legs are working there, we don't need to worry about it. I think we got to get our hands more back. And so then when we come back down, we're still closed. Everything's still in there. And these will be there on top of your shoe. I might be a little off on that. But there. Well, I mean, again, you're talking a couple of inches, maybe. So if we're a little more centered here and our hands on that back shoe, turning from there, boy, I would think you would become a doubles machine with your bat speed. And then eventually hitting home runs if you get strong enough. But that's just from leaking. All right, so let's make that a little adjustment. Let's start with our hands a little further back away from our ear, just a little bit, just to get them away from us. And then practicing where we land with our hands on top of that back. Now, I don't want you obsessing over that, but that's the position you want it, is where the hands are back there with that back shoe. So then the hip truly has a chance to lead and give you the power that you're wanting, the double power. So no more stopping and going. See how I think your body's telling you he wants his hands back more, because watch, every time you kick, watch what your top half does. Kind of forces and gets tight and tries to get back there a little bit. Well, I think if we start them back more where they need to be and keep them back, I think now the hips are flowing. I really think we don't need to worry about the hip. I mean, I know I'm talking about, you see that little click, but I think the click is right there in your hands. Your top half, see that click up there? That little blend is creating that tiny leak. Take that blend out by, again, just having your hands more in it back there. More back. Now when you kick, there will be nothing you're contending with. But see, look what you're contending. You're contending with your front side leaked right there. So then the bat has a hard time flying out there. And so, boom, you did a great job getting there. But boy, if you got that freedom to the ball right there, woo! I can't wait to start seeing that, my friend. Now, let's not wait till we're senior in high school to start figuring this stuff out, okay? Let's figure it out now at the level you're playing on so you can dominate, so I don't hear about, they throw too slow. Oh, my coach wants everything to go oppo. He stopped saying that to certain players when y'all are really reacting to the ball instead of crashing. That little blend you got going here, it's very tiny, but it still makes you a crasher. So crashers don't go oppo great. They show signs of it, but they have a hard time. And so then again, we all get accused of trying to pull everything. Well, I know you, and I know you don't try to pull, but you will be accused of that because of this little tiny thing that we're talking about here. So let's really get this separated. So our hands are back further, where when you go to move, you already got your hands. You already got that. which I still think they should be back a little bit more. But you already have that, so then when you kick, it's strictly for the hip. Boy, I love the swing though, Joey. I hope this helps because we're talking about a fine line, a fine, small adjustment to get out of the way. So when I pick my foot up, it is strictly for him to go. There is no delay. There is no leftover loading. There is no forcing back with your hands. It's all done. You're ready to hit. So then when we kick, we are precise with our timing on fastballs. Easy stuff, brother. See ya.